Welcome in here to Midnight Movie Talk on this Monday special edition as we talk about Jurassic World Dominion. The first reactions are here, including my own. And this is going to be one of these fun nights that we do. We have an opportunity to look at the social media reactions to films. And having seen the film, I can then review the social media reactions to the film. So that's how you get around the embargo. This is going to be fun. Let's get into my initial reaction on the film. And we pop it up, go straight to Twitter, and let's pop this up, make it a little bigger. All right, here we go. This is the reaction tweet I sent moments ago. Nostalgia saves the day in Jurassic World Dominion, a film that Jeff Goldblum all but redeems on his lonesome. This bizarre tale is more about locusts and clones than actual dinosaurs, but action pieces largely work, even with some questionable edits. Mainstream odds will be sated. They'll like it. I mean, the average person's going to like this film. Okay, that's the bottom line. And I think that when we have these discussions about films, it's very important to grasp the concept of what films work with mainstream audiences and larger crowds, right? The big piece of the movie-going pie. To me, that's really interesting. So I call myself more of a film evaluator than a film critic. I'm looking at it and trying to evaluate what it does well, what it does not do well, and then who's the audience for the film. And I think that's really how I approach this, and I think you guys know that from watching here on Midnight Movie Talk for the better part of almost 3 months now. 3 months we've been doing this. Let's go through a few more. Listen, again, because of the social media reaction embargo, we can't really talk about a full review, but I think it really says it all there, that this film is about nostalgia, okay? Saving the day. This is a film, again, that really benefits from Jeff Goldblum. And I think that without the nostalgia, it's obviously not going to work on the same level, but you could say that about so many films. Maverick is a great example of a film that really hits nostalgia home run, grand slam. This is not that. But, you know, when I look at some of the other stuff, and listen, as much as Scott Menzel is my buddy. He's my boy. He's like a brother, okay? We've become very good friends. But Scott is really hard on this film, and when I go in and I look at his tweet, let me get the reaction for him. It brings me no joy to report that Dominion is a massive disappointment. The film does feature some incredible dinosaur sequences. It's great to see the original cast back on the big screen. The film fails to deliver on what the previous films promised. Listen, no one is going to tell you that this is a great film. That is not what we're here to do tonight. What I am going to say is this. There is enough good in Dominion to recommend seeing it. Now, is it a great film? No, of course not. No one is saying that. But it's also not a complete whiff. And I think Scott's too strong here on what he says. Obviously, he has points. There are many things to talk about, including the locusts. The locusts are like, what's going on with this? Okay, why are we doing what we're doing with the locusts? And then clones, okay? I can't give away the movie. I don't want to do that to you. But I will say that we have to get into a space where, I hate to say this, it really does kind of pain me to say this, but average or a slightly above average is sometimes just enough, right? Just enough. This is not going to garner an A+ cinema score. It's not going to be, Top Gun Maverick. It's not going to be something like that everyone comes out of and goes, oh my God, Dominion. But they're also, conversely, they are not going to walk out of Dominion and say, this is a terrible film. Don't go see Dominion. So, you see, I think that the average person is going to be fairly lenient with this film because of the feels of seeing, obviously, Goldblum and cast back from the original. That's enough for the average audience, and that's what's going to happen here. Let's look at some more social reaction. People clapped at the end. At the critic screening tonight, press screening, we had clapping. So I know that I'm not alone in thinking that it's decent. It's good enough, okay? I mean this in the nicest way possible. The reactions in Jurassic World Dominion I've heard so far have enforced my thinking that it was the right decision to remove him from Episode 9. They're talking about Colin Trevorrow. But listen, I will say this. If anything, the direction here is at times, especially the edits, definitely an issue. Okay, no question about it. I'm really not seeing a lot. Did people know that the social media? Okay, here's Jazz. I know Jazz well. It's a big, roaring, fun adventure. The dinosaurs are bigger and better than ever. It's non-stop dinosaur action. Dern, Goldblum, and Neil, no question, 3 of them nostalgic spots. She's saying basically what I said here, right? When you look at what Jazz says here, she writes for Variety, good friend. She says that basically what I'm saying. It works. Okay, the film is not great. Okay, it's just not. But again, this is fair. This is a good Jazz. Nice job, Scott. Too hard. Sorry. We're reviewing the social media reviews tonight, and then I show up again. This is all we have is me going into the theater. What are we doing here? Is anyone talking about this movie? Am I the only person that is talking about this movie right now? Let's go to latest. I feel like, did anybody bother social media tweeting? Did they not see the embargo? So let me explain something to you while we wait here. Oh, here we go. Okay, Dave Lee here. I'm not sure who this is. Let me pop him up and see who he is. He's in Australia. Okay. Pleasantly surprised how much I loved Jurassic World Dominion. It's the big, bombastic, action-fueled finale that this trilogy and overall franchise deserves. Great throwbacks to the originals, feels like a worthy follow-up to them. Legacy and new-gen cast gel beautifully. I think that's a little strong. I think it's a little too high on the praise. But again, look, not a wholesale trashing of the film. I think this is what's going to be the general reaction. This is Dave Lee here has really nailed what I think the average person is going to say about this film. Okay? We talk about that all the time. It's very important to really know and understand that this film will work for the average moviegoer. Now, does that mean it's a classic? Does that mean it's a great film? No, of course not. But at the same time, oh my gosh, I'm talking, I didn't even have it up. I apologize. Here's Dave Lee's tweet right here. But this tweet is solid. I think it's a little on the high side, but again, Dominion is a film the average person's going to like. Okay, we can get into the comments. We can talk more about this, but I think this is another one. Let's go back and see what else we have here. That one just popped up. Jeff Ewing. I know Jeff well. Let's go to Jeff. I trust. Let's see what Jeff said. Oh, man. Did we just lose him? What happened? Where are the tweets going? They're literally like disappearing as I do this. Let's go to latest. Give me a second. Jeff Ewing's a good buddy of mine. Let's see what Jeff said. Oh, well, now here's a whole bunch. Here's a whole bunch of them. Let's go through it. Okay. Oh, here, by the way, if you want to watch Jurassic World Dominion, the full movie, stream it live. Give me a break. Oh, does someone already shoot it with a cell phone? Oh, Lord. Skip over that. I'm hearing the reviews for Jurassic World Dominion are horrible. That's not... No, Donnie, wrong. Okay, Donnie, you're live. You're live on Midnight Movie Talk. No, I don't agree. Dimitri, and I know Scott knows Dimitri. Dominion is... The idea of resolution is not really one that is believable, especially if you're at Chastanian. Getting OG Dino Gang back together is fun. Doesn't deliver the same feels as, say, Maverick. Well, we said that. Listen, first of all, okay, I don't know Dimitri, I'm just going to tell you something. Here's the deal, is that no one expects another Maverick anytime soon. That is a special film. So when you're talking about Maverick, you can't be comparing Dominion to Maverick. I know it's on the heels of it, but that's a rare occurrence. We don't get films like Maverick very often that work. Everything about it, the nostalgia, the connection to the original, everything works. This is not that, but it's okay. That's not a bad thing. Do I want more of the film? Absolutely. Okay, no one is here celebrating Jurassic World Dominion as the best film ever. But here we go. Omar here. It got mixed reviews. Exactly, mixed reviews. It's not a great film. Anyone who says it's great, that I have a problem with. But it's also, here we go. Jeff, what did Jeff say here? Jeff Goldblum. There he is. Oh, he says Jeff Goodblum. I love Jeff. I'm just messing with you, Jeff. And a pair of excellent new cast members, along with some well-utilized scenes, leave Dominion a fun, albeit woefully uneven time. 100%. All of this is accurate. It's nonetheless inexplicable the last film opens the world to dinos and somehow we're back in a science facility. Agreed, but you know what that is? That's a budget. That's like, let's make this smaller. The bigger we make the scope, the more the budget goes up. And Universal's like, let's bring that scope down again. Let's squeeze it. And so I think that's a very fair assessment again from Jeff. And what's he pointing to? The high points. The high points are good. A little lucky. Not sure who this is, but it says it's absolutely horrible. Okay, there are no redeeming qualities about it? Wow. Okay, that is something. Okay, I would definitely not agree with that. You got to watch that. I think anytime we're talking about a film, you got to really watch the people that are too high and then too low, conversely. You really want to look for, across the board, where's that kind of middle area. I think it's a mid-film. It's a mid-film, okay? I'm getting a little too far into the actual details of the film. We can talk about it in the comments, and we'll do that here momentarily. I do want to mention this. Maverick soared even higher. It was down minus 25%. No, 29. Minus 29. Minus 29, I think, was the final number today, which is insane, okay? That doesn't ever happen. We talked about it last night. It's so rare to see a film hold at this level. Greatest Showman was the last huge film that did that. As such, this film is going to be in the 800 million global club soon. It's already at 550 plus. So you're looking at a film that delivers everything. Maverick is going to continue to do really strong business, even with Dominion dropping this weekend. We'll see what happens to Dominion. I think the estimates are 180. I think it's going to be a little under that because of what's happened with Maverick. People are not going to go back to movie theaters as quickly. They'll wait, so Dominion might do well successive weekends, like decent opening and then holds really well because people didn't run out to see it first weekend. Because that, why you traditionally have those huge drops like Marvel, everybody who really wants to see the film sees it, and then unless you have multiple viewings, you have people that are just gone and they're not going to come back to see it. So we'll see what happens. Comments are coming up here momentarily. Let's get into two last things, then we're going to get started. Here we go. So this is tonight's random FYC item of the night. It is a Ma Rainey, maybe Ma Rainey, the Netflix movie, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. This is the Coke bottle from that. The Coke is gone. There's the random FYC item of the night. And tonight's football kit is Crystal Palace, brand new. Very happy to have this one. The yellow, blue, and the red. I mean, it's the colors on this pop. Love it. All right, let's get into the comments here on this Monday special edition of Midnight Movie Talk. Let's do the comments and let's get to it. Let's roll up. Trey is first. Yes, nice job, Trey. You are first. Aaliyah, average person will like it. There are more locust clones than dinosaurs. Good question. It's probably a 1-to-1 ratio of locusts to dinosaurs in this movie. Of course, there's more locusts overall, but as far as the script, it's probably 1-to-1 locusts and dinosaurs. Difficult for me to see how that's possible, but you're proving you have insight. Listen, just wait till you see it. It's a lot of locust talk, but it's okay. It's fine. The film's fine. It's not great. It's not terrible. Box office prediction for Jurassic World we talked about right there with Maverick. I think that it's going to suffer because of Maverick. Maverick was just out, right? So what happens is, remember, not everybody goes to the movies every week. They take a weekend off. They say, hey, we're gonna go in 2 weeks. We're gonna go in 3 weeks. Maybe they take a month off. Because of that, people that went to see Maverick might not be right back on board for another film in Jurassic World Dominion. So if that's the case, the number's lower. I'm hearing 180. I would say 150. 160, and then we'll see what happens in successive weekends. Again, cinema score will not be an A+. I think it'll be like an A-, which is not bad. Okay, that's about as low as you really want to go. But I think it's going to do decent numbers. I don't think Universal's really going to absolutely fail on this. It's already up to 55 million from only a few territories, like I think Mexico, South Korea, and a few others. They opened it early. Universal's been doing that quite a bit. They did it with Ambulance. They did it with whatever the hell the last one was even before that. They do a lot of those. Open one in overseas and then open it stateside. Drew, good evening to you. Jurassic times the Fast franchise. It almost feels like at times here comes, right? Here comes Vin Diesel, and we've got that crossover. It's almost there. Why not? Inject stupid into my veins. Isn't that the truth? And some of this stuff is just like brainless. And I think there's almost too. Certainly, whoever wrote the script for Jurassic World Dominion, it's almost too much, right? It's like, just give us the dinosaurs and don't give us all this backstory about locusts and DNA swapping and all this stuff. Box Office Pro predicts 180. So there we go, Leah. I just said, I say 150, 160. Under that, because of the fact, listen, not because the film necessarily. I think the film's good enough. Okay, it's good enough to sell. But because of Maverick, because people went to the movies and they will not go again as quickly. I think that's the issue that I think you're going to see this weekend. We're going to find out. I say 150 to 165 is my range, under the 180. By the way, if there were no Maverick, I would go 180 and higher. Maverick is what brings it down. And then Lightyear is going to suffer too because it's on the back of obviously Maverick and now Dominion. By the way, I see Maverick on Wednesday. I got to check social media. We'll probably do one Wednesday for Lightyear on the reaction on that. The clone part of the Fallen Kingdom really angered me. It all went Westworldy and really soured me on the whole thing. Not stoked for this, but friends are. So going to the radio promo on Wednesday. Nice job, Mark. Thanks for watching here tonight. Yeah, radio promos are like Tuesday, Wednesday for a lot of cities. They do those, give them out, get the word out. Listen, have your expectations a little bit lower. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think you'll be pleasantly okay with it. Great. Pleasantly okay with the film. A B+ or A cinema score. I'm going to go A- on that. A- on the cinema score here. And just because it gives you the nostalgia, the feels of seeing Dern, Neil, and Goldblum together again. When you have Goldblum, you have all those. In Goldblum steals the movie, obviously, but when you have them, you're going to get a decent cinema score. So it'll have a strong opening weekend. People will still choose Maverick until Elvis. Dominion's going to do well. You remember this? It's going to get the IMAX screen. It's going to get the Dolby screen. It's going to get the 4DX. It's going to get all the premium screens, the LPF, large premium format screens. It gets those, which is really not great for Maverick. That said, Maverick will get moved into the largest auditoriums that they have, the largest rooms they have that are not Dolby IMAX. Okay, they'll probably put it in Prime, so they have at least another option for AMC. I don't know what Regal's second one is, and a 4DX, and I'm sure they have like a Dolby kind of thing, and then something else. Let me know. I don't know what Regal's extra rooms are. I know it's 4DX. I don't know what the other ones are. I'm really just an AMC guy out here, because AMC Burbank down the street. Tonight we saw it at AMC Century City. So those are those are my, I know AMC backward and forward. Regal, I wish we had more Regals just to have the experience. Cell phone, good evening. Welcome back. Dominion will make it some money. It's a secure film, no question. I 100% agree with you. The thing is, after Maverick, some people have unrealistic expectations for new films and trash films that don't meet what they want. That's the thing. Maverick now has raised the bar, right? You hear it all the time in life. The bar has been raised. Therefore, when especially right in the middle of Maverick, when you get a film that is lower than that bar, first of all, the chances of a film being lower than the bar that Maverick sets for appeasing audiences is extremely high. The chances that you're not going to meet that bar, you're going to go under it. So here we are tonight doing that. We're going under the what's a Maverick. But again, I wasn't expecting that. My expectations were low. I had heard through people that had already seen it that it's not great. And then I watched and I said, it isn't great, but it also isn't terrible. Okay, I think that, again, average person will say it's okay. Nick, good evening to you. Is it possible that Dominion just treads too familiar territory? Here's the problem, Nick, at the end of the day. We've done dinosaurs and humans coexisting now for how many years now? Coming up on almost, 30 years? What was it, 94, right? So we're almost up on 10, 20, 30 years, okay? So in 2 years, it'll be, which is crazy. At some point, the concept is played out. And I think we're at that point. But I don't blame Universal for putting this thing out and making another one, because it's guaranteed cash. Like we just said, the last one, it's a secure film, as Cell Phone said, 100%. It's secure. It's going to make its money. It's not going to absolutely drop down into the, open with 90 million. It's pretty much guaranteed. If it does underperform, it's because of Maverick. It's not because the film. Okay, I'm going to make that perfectly clear. If this film does manage to open at 130, 140, let's say it does way under what it's supposed to do at 180, it's because of Maverick. It's not because the film isn't Maverick good, okay? It would help if it were Maverick good. I should say Maverick great, but the fact it's not is not the reason. It's because there's another film in the multiplex that's siphoning off business, and not everybody goes to the movies every week. They wait. They don't go every week. And, they go every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2 months. Some people don't go very often. I mean, when I went to see Maverick on that Thursday night, opening night, there was a woman who I've told you guys the story. She was probably 85, maybe pushing 90. Do you think she goes to the movie every week? No, it's probably her first movie back since 2018. I mean, who knows? Probably way before the pandemic. So again, just because you go to the movies all the time, or I do, I go use the A-list 3 days a week, right? I'm going to movies at least 3 days a week because I have A-list and or I have press screenings. So, but that's not everybody. That's a very small percentage of people that do that. Good evening, Galliette. Sup, nerd. Yeah, I could, fine. I'll take that. I'll wear it. Come on the podcast. Okay, maybe we'll do that. I'm usually good with that. I usually go and do podcasts. It's kind of fun. Shoot the shit. I'm good with that. Hit me up. All right, Aaliyah, domestic share is now 53.05. I love the absolute precision with that, Aaliyah. For Maverick, and with excellent holds worldwide, domestic, international, it's going to be equaling or crossing 1 billion. I don't know. Remember this. Okay, remember this, Aaliyah. I agree. I know what you're saying, but you got to remember, no China, no Russia. Right now, and until those come into play, and I think China is in the air. I got to figure. Hold on, let me look and see if I have the box office email. Paramount sent me the box office email. I'm going to see what the absolute latest is on when it's going to be in China. Let me see if I can pull it up. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Pulling it up. Universal. Paramount. There it is. Okay, so here we go, rolling down. Okay, so let's just go through. Here's what I have right now. So here's what we have for Top Gun Maverick and what it's doing. Okay, United Kingdom right now. It's in the UK, it's in Australia, it's in France, Japan, Germany, Taiwan, Brazil, Italy, Hong Kong, on and on and on and on. Hold on, let me get it. Markets still to release. This is all it says in the markets still to release from the email from Paramount, from the distribution department over at Paramount. Markets still to release, Korea. June 23rd. That's it. There's no mention of China. There is no mention of Russia in the email. That means they're probably out. Therefore, I don't think it's going to get to 1 billion. If it does, wow, what a feat. But again, without China and without Russia, you're asking for a lower number, okay? So we're going to find out what happens. Watcher. It is solid, Gone Girl. I saw it last night. Watcher's Micah Monroe. I think it's Micah, right? That's how you say it. I've never said her name. Micah she needs bigger roles. She needs to get beyond the Scream Queen, right? It Follows. You go back, and what was the one she was in just a few years ago where she was, God, I'm drawing a blank. It's a Focus movie, and she plays one of the girls. There's 2 girls in it. This is terrible. I can't even remember the film. But anyhow, she's been doing these small, like, horror thriller things, and Watcher is her best performance. Micah Monroe needs to be in a film that is behind me, in an FYC film, in an awards film. She's great in Watcher, given what she is asked to do. And I liked Watcher. Watcher's a cool film. If I'm going to recommend a film to you to watch, I would absolutely make time to watch Watcher. Okay, IFC. I think it's IFC's biggest grossing opener ever. And it was like, I don't know, was it even 1 million? I think it was under 1 million. But remember, IFC is not a huge studio. I mean, IFC is like a platform kind of thing. New York, LA, rarely makes it into Dallas. And I think it went fairly wide at like 900 screens. It's solid. Watcher's solid. It's not perfect, but the ending's really good. Really strong ending. Cell phone again. Remember, everyone, I said billion for Maverick, one of the first. That's fine. First of all, cell phone. You never have to apologize for bragging. You know, I do that a lot. Because it's like, when you're right, you're like, hey, man, I said it was going to make 1 billion. There's nothing wrong with that. I have no problem with that. If you called it, then come in here and tell me that. I love it. Gone Girl, again, rank the Jurassic World movies. Let me think on that. But I'll tell you this. This is mid, okay? Very clearly, Jurassic Park 1, number 1. There's not even a question about it. Everything flows beyond that, and everything is definitely downhill from number 1. But again, it's fine. Nick, very disappointed to see my local AMC not having a late night Dolby screening for Elvis. They're not? Only 1 digital, 1 Dolby on opening night. Movie too long for screens. You know, it's what, 2.5? Is it 230 something? I can't wait to see Elvis. Warner Brothers tells me I'm going to see it soon. I know that Austin Butler's going to kick ass. You can tell from the trailers. Even though I know people have seen it and say that, I can tell from the trailers he absolutely nails it. As such, I want to see it. I can't wait. I'm very excited to see Elvis and The Black Phone, which are coming up soon for me. Chris Gore, good evening to you. Thank you for sitting next to us at the movie tonight. That was really awesome. I had my son with me. I had Nick, and I almost said Nick. And Chris had his daughter. It was really cool. The 4 of us watched Dominion tonight, and it was really great. Thank you for your encouragement, and thank you again for Film Courage helping me out with that. It was really cool. The first video is up on Film Courage on YouTube. Check it out, and there's quite a bunch of stuff that we talked about. So the first one's on right now. What makes a good movie? What makes a bad movie? Just a general broad brush. These are the things that I look for, right? Again, film evaluator, not really a film critic. Film evaluator. No spoilers for you. Not happening. Thank you. Slam the like button. Like Eric slams drinks. Thank you. It is drink time. Thank you, Chris Gartz. Drink time. Sponsored by the best sparkling beverage in the world. This is Clear American. Literally, this is strawberry. Oh, I can't recommend it enough. I love those things. I think I have at least 5 a night. There's no alcohol in it. If I did 5 of those and then did one of these, that would be something. No, I'm not going to rank all 6, Gore. I got to think about that. Give me a second. We'll do that next time. I got to really sit on them. It's been, you know what the thing is? You got to revisit, I think, a lot of times. When you try to rank them, and it's been so long, almost 30 years since the original. Jurassic Park's number 1, okay? Everything else is below that. How about that? Does that work? And let's go to, hey, Mark again. Yeah, my expectations are low, even more so with the long run time. It is over long, no question. You are correct. That is an issue. I don't like that there's more clone stuff, too. Save that for Westworld, which I love. Happy to go with friends for a birthday, though. You're just gonna say it's fine. Okay, you're not gonna hate it. I'm really surprised that people think it's bad. Wesley White, good evening to you. Is it bad that I'm excited to like the movie? No, there's nothing wrong with being excited to see anything. I was excited to see Crimes of the Future. I'm not gonna go. Don't even ask me to go off on Crimes of the Future yet. I'm not going to do it. But I was excited to see it. And then I wasn't excited to see it when it completed. But that said, there's nothing wrong with being excited for any movie. And I think a lot of people feel that way. There were people clapping tonight at the end of the screening, which tells me it's press that a few people enjoyed the film and clapped, which is always a sign that they really liked it. Man, I wish I had A-list in my local, but it's not here. Moraine, I'm sorry about that. I mean, listen, A-list rocks. It's $24 for literally 12 movies a month, 3 a week. 3 movies a week. I mean, for $24, one ticket is at least 16, right? Out here, it's like 20. For Dolby IMAX, it's at least 20. So for $24, you're literally getting something that is... it's unbelievable. The value is just really one of the best things I've ever purchased. Honestly, swear to God. I'm not just, if A-List wants to sponsor one day, God bless, but I would still tell them they're good whether they want to or not. Dominion, 90 to 100 baht. Wow, that's really low, Kevin. Welcome to the show. Kevin, it's a low number, but listen, I think we're taking the under for sure then versus the over, because first of all, the dinosaurs are getting old. At the end of the day, we know that. Universal knows that, but they're like, can we just squeeze one more out of this? Can we get this over the finish line and get another big opening and have it ride through the summer? Because we have so few things out right now. You've got Maverick, you've got Watcher, you've got Everything Everywhere making, what, 60 million now? All in domestic, over including international. I believe it's like 70 million. But there's not a lot of choices. So Dominion's hoping to take advantage of kids out of school, okay? Because it's a 4-quad film, right? 4-quad, young, old, male, female. Everyone's in, okay? And because of that, and families are in for Dominion. That's big money. So I think that's really low, Kevin. That's a low number. That said, I'll star your comment. By the way, if I don't star your comment, I will. I promise. Because I'm reading like almost all of them. But here's the deal. That's a star because I'm going to try to remember and come back to that. If it happens, I will not be shocked. I think it's low. I think it's too low. That said, I won't be shocked if that's the number. Aaliyah again. Scott Menzel mentioned Dominion does not focus on dinosaurs and humans coexisting. It does. I disagree with that. It absolutely does. It just doesn't quite at the level that you want out of the film, but I don't agree with that. I believe it absolutely does touch on that, and more than once. No, he's absolutely exaggerating. I'm sorry. If Scott were here, I'd love to. I can pop him up at some point. We'll invite him on, and I'll tell him he's wrong. But but here's the thing, is that it's okay. The film's okay. Okay, guys, it just is. I'm sorry. South Korea is huge on Tom Cruise. Yeah, and that's why, again, let me get the number on South Korea. South Korea right now. Hold on. Is it at any? Well, of course we know North Korea. We're not getting that. Yeah, that's going to be big for Maverick. But China's huge, and so is Russia, and we know why they're out. Lockdown, war. Okay. Those two things. So once you remove those, then you're talking about money. A lot of money. But yes, Korea will be very big. Lightyear, Pixar buzz, going to do well, Kevin says. We're going to find out. I see it Wednesday. If there is no embargo, we'll do another one of these. We'll talk about Lightyear. And that should be interesting. The trailers have not done much for me with Lightyear. Honestly, I wish I was sitting next to you, Nick. Hey, sometime, it was fun. It was really fun tonight. And it's one of these screenings. It's full of everybody that you follow on Twitter, right? All the film Twitter people out here in LA. So it's like Gore's here, I'm here. Menzel wasn't there. My friend Jeff's there. I looked down Rodrigo. All these people that I know that are, out here doing this, and it's kind of cool. It's like everyone's in one location. Watching this thing, and then the tweets start flying out. By the way, we'll go back. I want to do a few more social media reactions to the thing as we wrap this. Gone Girl, did you not like Spielberg's West Side Story? Okay, so my thoughts on West Side Story, I have the tweet. I can go look for it. Anytime you want to know my thoughts on a film, search the hashtag and then at Eric Weber, just like my name is spelled, right, on Twitter, and you have to dig through a few. You're going to find it. Here's my thoughts. Great, really great editing, okay? Cinematography and overall production design, okay? Those are your three things that I liked out of West Side Story. The idea of remaking the film virtually with very few changes to the original did not appeal to me, and I don't think there was any real reason for that movie to exist outside of the original. And because of that, that's why I was down on West Side Story. But again, if you're looking at editing, cinematography, production design, those three things that film does extremely well. I think it's Spielberg's best made film, production-wise, assembly-wise, in quite some time. Chris Gore, again, Film Courage already has 2.2 thousand views. Whoa. Maybe one day, Chris, we'll get to your 2 million views for your Star Wars thing. But then again, I did do a whole thing about Marvel. So if Film Courage goes on that Marvel one that I did, and MCU, that will probably get a lot. I don't know if we're going to get to 2 million, but 2.2 thousand views. Let's go. Thank you for keeping me updated. Gore's going to be texting me saying, your thing has up to 2.3 thousand views. Love you, Chris. Moraine again. Sorry, late party. How was OG3 in the new movie? Okay, so no question. Those are the nostalgia factor of this film is absolutely the best part of it. Goldblum is the number one thing about this film, no question about it. Hold on, let's go through a few more social media reactions. We're talking about Dominion tonight. A lot of you maybe you're just joining the stream, you're like, what's going on? Let's get the very latest. Let me pop it up. Let's bring it up. Let's do some social media reactions. Let's start with mine right here. Mine is right here. Nostalgia saves the day in Jurassic World Dominion, a film that Jeff Goldblum all but redeems on his lonesome. This bizarre tale is more about locusts and clones than actual dinosaurs, but action pieces largely work, even with some questionable edits. That's important. Mainstream audiences will be sated. They will like the film. Okay, so that's mine. Let's get into some more. Let's click on it. Let's go to latest, and let's just see. Let's read a few more. Currently being reminded as to one of the many reasons why I stopped following certain YouTube movie critics is Jurassic World Dominion. Who is saying that? It can't be me, okay? I'm actually defending the film here tonight, saying it's okay. It's okay. Let's see what else. Reviews are coming in. It's dumb and ridiculous. It's also a lot of fun. It's an improvement over Fallen Kingdom. I would agree, no question. But if you didn't like the original Jurassic World, this isn't going to change your mind. I think that's another... And listen, Peter Scaretta, I believe, right? He's a big film person, and he says it's fine. He's got the same review I have, right? I mean, here's the deal. Is again, this is a film that will work for most people, at least at a level that you will not leave the film going, that was absolute trash. And I guess I understand that you guys, some of you want this elevated experience that you get with Maverick. But remember, that is such the exception. Maverick is absolutely the exception, not the rule. Therefore, when we get this film 2 weeks after Maverick, we get Dominion. It's not nearly at the same level, and it doesn't hit all the notes that Maverick does. Very few films do. That is not... Do not put everything up against Maverick. We'd be super disappointed. That is far and above one of the best films, mainstream blockbusters, that's been made, I think, period. And then you're going to compare it to Dominion. Dominion's not going to work like that, okay? But yes, it is all about Sam, Laura, and especially Jeff Goldblum. Those are your absolutely top three, and the reason to see the film. Those are your reasons right there. Let's go to another. Oh God, did someone please say someone did not ask me about Crimes of the Future? That's good though, Gone Girl. That's good. Crimes of the Future makes David Lynch films look like 4 quad films. That's funny because it does. Crimes of the Future is a movie for virtually nobody. Literally, it's pretty much nobody. Wesley, good evening to you. Off topic, I'm coming to California in July, going to AMC Burbank for the first time. Oh man, hopefully I'll be down there that time. I'm probably never been to Dolby Cinema. Utah doesn't have it. You have to go to the Dolby Cinema room at AMC Burbank 16. Number one theater in LA, period. End of discussion. There's nowhere else that's better. No room in LA better than that, including every screening room, including every studio. I will say, okay, Warner Brothers, Alan Ross, or Stephen Ross, the theater there. I think it's Stephen Ross Theater is really good. It's on the Warner Brothers lot. Okay, they're going to make it perfect. It's very good. But as far as getting into a movie here in LA to go see it, AMC Burbank, Dolby Cinema, aces. Aaliyah, with China, not much in lockdown anymore. It's beginning to open up. Although I saw Shanghai, you have to show, you have to literally grab your phone and then hold it up to show your QR code to get on the thing. The world is becoming a very weird place. I'm not thrilled. We're not going to get into that. I'm not going to do it. But I'm just saying, they're not in lockdown. They're now in some form of, they're in even more control than they already are in communist China. Uh-oh. Am I going to get flagged? They're just not waiting to show USA movies anymore. You know what's interesting, though? When you look at Top Gun Maverick, it's a generic enemy, right? It's not a country. I mean, I think the enemy's Cobra, G.I. Joe, very clearly because it's a Paramount movie, so why wouldn't it be Cobra? That said, it's smart, right? You don't want to make any country unhappy with you, so you're like, we're not going to make it the evil Russians, the evil Chinese, although Russians would work right now, right? But when they're making it, they're like, let's just make it this generic, nefarious group, organization that is in violation of a NATO treaty. Therefore, we don't have to actually say that it's a certain country. And because of that, then you have the situation where you can travel it anywhere, take the film anywhere. It's very smart move by Paramount. Nick, could you literally imagine paying nothing to see a movie by yourself? That's why A-List is the best. You get discounts off concessions. That's right, you do. You do get the. It's just the best. It's absolutely the best. I paid $24 out here. Is it $20, Nick, for you? It's so great. I love A-List. So great. Free popcorn and soda during birthday month. I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me that. I did not know that. Remind me. God, what am I doing? Have I not seen that? Your idea of making Cobra the villain, a potential Top Gun and G.I. Joe Paramount. Do it. It would be so badass. It would take that film so out of everything. It would be like, what? Why? Yeah, no, it's very grounded. I love Top Gun. And I think that we're going to get a Maverick 2 or a Top Gun 3, whatever we're going to call it. No question. After this, just get the script right. That's what makes Maverick as great as it is. Not just the filmmaking, but it's the script. Script works 100%. What is your MCU 1 exactly? It's Endgame. It's Avengers Endgame. Avengers Endgame. It's behind me. It's right here. This is the screener for Avengers Endgame. And I think it says here, Peter Travers from Rolling Stone. A movie hits you like a shot in the heart. Listen, that hits all the notes. Endgame hits everything perfectly. I love the film. It's my number one Marvel film, and I'd also put Guardians 1 in there, and I'd put Iron Man 1 just for starting everything and the feels that it has. And, of course, Infinity War. Those are probably 1 through 4 for me, with just going on it real quick, but Endgame's number 1. End of discussion there. I'm excited to go. I had one more question if it's not spoiler territory. Is there any scene that has suspense that rivals the first time you see T-Rex? No. I didn't say anything else. I can't go into too many spoilers. No, there's not. Seriously, would you give life G.I. Joe plus M.I. Tom Cruise? Don't have to do those demanding stunts. You can fly jets and be 80. Plus Tom Cruise quality action. He takes care of that. The guy's, what? Is he 60? Tom Cruise is 60. It just shows you can take care of yourself. I mean, trust me, I do my best to do it for myself, okay? Because it's so important. I think it's really important. If I can just go a little bit off film, I think it's very important to at least do some form of exercise, okay? Whatever that is. We're made to move, okay? As human beings, I think we're just made to be out there and experience life, not to be sedentary and sit here and just literally go, boom, you're right, and sit here, even though I'm doing that, you're doing that, nothing wrong with it. But I think there's a time and place for everything. So I think the more that you're out there and active, and look at Tom Cruise at 60 doing what he does, he looks great. Granted, he has help. It's Hollywood, right? Trainers, chef, make life a lot easier if you're like, hey, yo, can you make me literally the healthiest thing ever? And literally the chef there, your personal chef, makes you some amazing like salmon dinner with risotto and all this. And you're like, okay, thanks. And that's how you stay in shape, because you have somebody to do that for it, which would be amazing. Okay. I'm sorry. What was I talking about for my Film Courage MCU video? Listen, when I talked to Film Courage, we did a 4 hour shoot, which was awesome. They're so patient and they love the fact you guys see. Well, look what I'm doing here tonight. I'm very good at just continuing to talk. Maybe good or bad. And I think that's in that long form when they ask you a question, they really want you to keep going and really be thoughtful of your answers. And most importantly, like you try to do here and on Twitter or on Film Courage or whatever you're doing, very truthful and very from the heart and not blowing smoke up people's asses. You are who you are, and you have to lean into what you believe about a film or really anything, right? If you're going to critique something, or in my case, as I say, evaluate it, you're going to really try to be truthful, accurate, and authentic in your voice so that when people watch, they listen to you, they go, okay, that's an authentic voice. It's not somebody who's just saying, oh my God, this movie's amazing. Like, you've seen some of these YouTubers who come on here and they're like, oh my God, they're so over the top. You're like, is that a real person? I don't know. I can't tell if you're real. And as my son will say, cringy. Right? I don't want to come across as cringy, although trust me, I'm sure I have at times and will in the future. But I think that the more authentic you can be, the better. So when I did Film Courage and they asked me about Marvel, really talked about the state of Marvel. I mean, the short and long of it, I'll make it as tight as possible without giving it away. It's all about requiring the viewer of cinematic product watching a film. You're now going to require them to watch a Disney Plus show. I think you're going to get into trouble when you're asking your audience to now immerse yourself 24/7 in a Marvel universe. People often, a lot of people, go to the movies to escape into that universe, and that's it, right? That's why they like film. It's self-contained. It's one thing. You know, when I watch The Watcher Saturday night, it's 90 whatever minutes, and it's one thing, it's over. I don't have to dedicate 8 hours to watch it. When you ask a Marvel fan to say, hey, you got to watch the movies, but then you also have to watch WandaVision. You have to watch Moon Knight, you have to watch Miss Marvel, you have to watch She-Hulk. You're asking people to do homework. I don't want to go any further because I think that's a good video, but it's exactly what I basically said. I think you're going to get into trouble, and I think they need to dial it back into that core MCU Avengers. Okay, I know that some of them are dead. Do not bring back Tony Stark. Don't do it. I've seen some theorize the country is Iran. It could be. They don't ever say it. So you can really, that's the thing where you can imprint whatever you want. You can say it's Russia. You can do whatever. It's a country in violation of a NATO ceasefire violation, whatever the hell it is, NATO treaty. I've seen the movie 2.5 times. Why do you say half? Because I met some friends and we went in. I had a list. I said, I'll sit down and watch. And I stayed up until like halfway point. I go, I'm tired. I'm going to go home. I go to bed pretty early, guys. It's only 9. It's 10 o'clock right now. Okay. It's 10 o'clock. I go to bed at like 10:30. I know. Crazy. They old me would stay up to like 4 in the morning. I'm like super early. Dope Sick is going to win Best Limited Series. I've heard great things about it. Unfortunately, I do not watch as many shows as I do movies, so I'm going to take your word. I've heard Dope Sick's good. Scott Menzel raves about it. And watch product, enjoy product, consume product. Yeah, right. I need to watch more stuff. No, I really, listen, I love watching film. I think it's a wonderful escape for that hour and a half, 2 hours. In this case, 2.5 hours. Too long, Jurassic World. No question. But it allows you to get into that world. That's it. Gareth Evans said he filmed the final fight scene in The Raid in 8 days. He wanted to, like, 14 days to film it. You know how I feel about The Raid. The Raid and The Raid Redemption are the 2 best action films ever in the history of cinema. And Gareth Evans needs to work more. I think he has a limited series coming out, or he just did. But I need to watch that because I love Gareth Evans, and I love The Raid, and I love The Raid Redemption. Raid Redemption was 1, and then Raid 2 was B. Hold on, I did this the other night, and I was like, "What is the Raid 2's name?" It's like It's gonna hit me. There it is, Barandal. I said Barenthal, like what's his name, John Barenthal. It's Barandal, but I think it just got shortened now to just the Raid 2. But when it first came out, there's a lot of people saying it was the Raid 2 Barandal. I love the Raid 2 you want to talk about how to do a sequel and how you expand a scope. If you go back and you look at the Raid in the building, right, going floor to floor, just like Dredd, they're the same movie. It's so weird when I saw Dredd, which, by the way, if you've not seen Dredd and the Raid, very similar, but they both kick ass. Absolutely 2 of the best action films, those 2. But when you look at what the Raid 2 does, you go here and you just go like this, right? The Raid 2 just expands the scope and takes you into this world and immerses you with multiple villains, multiple gangs, and you have all these things going on in this world, and then the conclusion is just perfection. And I'm really bummed there has never been a Raid 3, but at the end of the day, if I look at that film, I say 2 is such a, just literally the finish is so complete and so perfect and so rewarding to you personally, that I don't think I want to see a 3, because really the only way to go is down, because 2 is so great. If you've never seen The Raid and Raid 2, you need to add those to your list. Absolutely must-see films. Love and Thunder is going to be big, and Black Panther is going to be huge. Both of those are going to be very huge films, and they're going to be bigger than Doctor Strange 2. Both of them. No question about it. All right, a few more minutes. We're going to wrap this thing. And again, really, guys, I so much appreciate you here on the channel on Midnight Movie Talk. Like, subscribe, and comment, and all that stuff. And again, check out Film Courage. The first video posted today, and I think there'll be a lot more over the successive weeks. And again, really great people, and I'm looking forward to you guys seeing more of that. Marvel going to be back in first place after Love and Thunder. If I'm hearing, if the script is true, I had told you my thoughts on Love and Thunder. It's going to be big, huge, huge. Movie this summer, and it's going to deliver everything that people wanted out of Doctor Strange 2, but they did not get, which is a lot, because Doctor Strange 2 is mid-Marvel. Mid-Marvel at best. Gareth Evans said that Rama wouldn't have been in Raid 3 because at that point he would deserve to die. I think the character's alive without giving it away, and I think that's how it should end. So, exactly. But again, these are two of the best films, action films ever. If they had an FYC screener, I would have both of them. They would literally be right here and here, right here. Raid 1 and 2. That's how big those movies are to me. So, you know, it says a lot. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap it here on this Monday. Again, listen, maybe Wednesday. We'll probably go dark tomorrow and probably go back on Wednesday for Lightyear. I don't know what the social media reaction is going to be on that as far as the embargo, but I'll update. Just assume we'll be back here on Wednesday at 9 straight up, unless Lightyear's long, and then it'll be 9:15, 9:20. But again, guys, really appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Those of you who are new here tonight via Film Courage, thank you. And we'll see you again on Wednesday night. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll see you back here on Wednesday.